give him some of my money off of my transport. My transport hit yet? Huh, Mama?
What you say?
Transport hit yet?
What day your child support hit on?
I don't know. Friday.
Wednesdays.
Today, Massing, yes, we're back again with another banger. My apologies for the absence. I did take a slight vacay, but I am back at your service. When you come in, make sure you hit the like button, you hit the subscribe button, and you also hit the notification bell. That way you will be notified once I drop some new content. We have a good video today. This is going to be a prelude to what we're going to discuss this weekend on the New Normal Podcast, 8:30 p.m. Friday and Saturday. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, tap in, and, give us some engagement, some feedback. So on the front of this video, you're going to see some interesting items. And this is showing more and more. I know if you've seen the conversation, I think this was maybe a year or two ago, where the teacher was talking to the little girls. I believe they may have been in 7th, 8th grade, talking about how they don't want to be married because if they get married, they can't put their man on child support. Here you have now a toddler. Well, she may not be a toddler. She may be anywhere between 4 and 5 years old, maybe 6 at the oldest. Speaking as if she has the spirit of an old hoe, talking about when my child support hits. So this is not conversation and language of her own. This is something she learned directly from her mother. So what I want to get into today is the spirit of the 304. And I want you to let me know if I'm crazy, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, for the ladies that are going to tune in. Let me know if I'm crazy. When you look at the hip hop community and a lot of the athletes, you look at the hip hop community, the athletic community, is it me? Or does all the women, let's say in particular, the hip hop community, i.e. the black women, have the same look, persona, bravado, circumstance, situation? Weave, BBLs, babies, thinking I'm the shit. Let's go to the sports community, the NFL and the NBA. Let's just look at majority of the NFL players' wives and the NBA, wives and girlfriends. Do they not look the exact fucking same? Am I tripping? Am I delusional? Am I crazy? And this is something that I notice. Wherever you go into these certain groups or spaces, the women in said groups pretty much are almost the same. Same look. Again, same look, career, veneers, latest iPhones, bags, trips over here. Same place. It's the same woman. But one question that is rarely asked that I notice with these women, once they are in the industry for a minute or they get attached to some guys and they start having children. Have you noticed that the whole spirit never dies? It's still kind of like the same conversation. It's still the same frequency. As the child is never put at the forefront of my decisions. So I know if you were paying attention, you've seen Cash Doll make the post today or yesterday, whenever she made it. And they always have to announce when they leave their guy because they want to beat the guy they want to beat you to the punch. This is why she wants to be first to announce the breakup. Tiana Taylor, same shit. But if you look at Tiana Taylor, she tried to do damage control. Oh, well, don't think we're divorcing because it's another woman, because it could be another woman like me. I have abs and I wear J's and baggy clothes, but still. You saw she tried to play that. We're still best friends. But now, seeing that you had the leverage and won in the divorce settlement, now he's everything under the sun. You notice that? They always have to make this grand announcement letting you know they're going back to the streets, because they'll be damned if the man gets to say what happened first and create the true narrative. This is why, again, some of these stories you never see any specific reason. You really don't see a specific reason. You'll see what the woman may not like, but the same thing that she says she doesn't like now is the same thing that made her like you and love you in the beginning. Oh, he's a narcissist. He's this. He's that. Right? But it's always the same exact look. It's always the same thing. But what I'm getting at, when children are involved. You notice when the children are involved, you never hear these women say they're making the decision for the best interest of the child. Because they feel they have money and status that suffices for a father when it does not. They feel they're going to get another simp. They're going to get another guy because I'm me. I'm on TV. Yet you're older. Yet you're more bitter. Yet you're more jaded because the guys that you like are not liking you back. Notice this. Pay attention. The best interest of the child is never the focal point of any conversation or the focal point of a split. My child was being impacted. Most women leave relationships due to their ego and inability to commit, i.e. their body count and oxytocin. A lot of women want the children first because they can kind of say if they get married, they don't want to go through the rigmarole and the actual paying of the divorce lawyers because they may not have enough money yet. They just look like they have it. But let's pay attention. Let's pull up, and not giving her any credit, but just look up Tom Brady and Giselle divorce. She stated that I'm divorcing you because you stated you were going to spend more time with the family and me. It wasn't due to infidelity, but later find out she had a guy in the tuck, the jiu-jitsu trainer, whatever the case may be. But her case, she stated, this is why I'm leaving. After she stayed for quite a bit. But the hip hop woman, the woman in these, you could tell the groupie women with no value that hasn't, and they know they haven't added any value, which is why they're quick to leave. Think about this. If a woman contributed something to making a man great versus just waiting at the finish line and looking up and becoming a baby mother, if they truly invested in the guy, would they really be quick to leave an investment? Making this guy, they're always talking about they're making these guys this. We add to a man in this. Well, if you add so much value and invest and build this man up, how are you so quick to leave? Because when we look at it, the reason for leaving is just singular. Even though you have a million reasons that you could stay, i.e. the children that you created, Cash Doll, 2 times. So now all of a sudden, marriage isn't for it's when their ego is bruised is when they want to leave the relationship. The 304 spirit, you still see them dressing. Jada Waiter just did an ad with her son in it that was very inappropriate and provocative. And she's getting all of the excuses in the world. When does the whole spirit die? These women have children after children still dressing like hoes, not mothers. When does the whole spirit die? Someone tell me, please. When does it change? When does the personality change? When are you no longer a baddie? 2 kids in, 3 kids in. You see it with 4 kids. Same shit. This is why a leopard doesn't change their spots, gentlemen. And I want you to pay attention to this. Look at these mothers. All of these women in this thumbnail that you're looking at right now have children. Yet you would look at them and they look like single women running around the streets like tinny boppers. And then you hear the mother in the video with the little girl telling, you know, when your child support hits, it hits on Wednesday. She know it like clockwork because she's depending on it. And now she's going to raise that little girl to be the same hoe she was. Did my child support hit yet? And they get to do this freely with no consequence. No judgment, no chastisement from other women. And if the other women do it, they have to do it subtle or on a panel, and they have to dress it up in a way that's digestible. They have to say it in an articulate way so it comes off as a more of a professional opinion versus just this is my raw feeling toward what you're doing, which is unacceptable. They have to dress it up and say it on a mic because that's official. Now I can say it because I'm protected. You see this? Ask yourself, why doesn't the whole spirit never die? These women have children after children. I can't see myself having kids and still running the streets, going to this place, this place. It doesn't make sense. And even now, You have these women busing 35, 40, 50, 50 plus children in the club every weekend, hoeing it up, hookahs and brunch. When does the whole spirit die? I ask. No one has this answer. Well, I'll tell you when it dies. It dies when all options have been exhausted, and now they have to scrape for scraps, which you'll see in the future. The future is now. You're seeing the women crying on TikTok. You're seeing the women, regretting their decisions. Ladies, I challenge you all, and fellas too, just when you get some free time on the weekend, go to your local Walmart, Target, whatever the case may be, and just look at the single women around with no man in sight. And look at their face, look at their attitudes, and look at their body type and shape. Those are the young baddies that didn't want to sit the fuck down. But now they're too old to change. So they're stuck. You put them on a pedestal so high, they had to jump off. They had to take the leap of faith. So now they're scraping and scrapping for scraps. Okay, I'll take him now. I want a man with a stomach. No, you don't. Ooh, a dad bod. I don't like a man with abs. I don't want a man that know. Women have a cunning way of weaponizing biology and weaponizing spaces that fits their narrative, which is why they always have. Just notice what they say when the woman has hit the wall and gotten old, on when a man says he wants a younger woman. You notice the attitude and the automatic defense system that goes up, even though they used to be that young woman dealing with the older men on the yachts, getting trips, getting bills paid. Now all of a sudden men are creeps. But they weren't creeps when you were accepting the gifts and the money from them, now were they? They weren't creeps then. So how are they creeps now, and how are they this now? Predators now. When you were the same one that were dealing with them and enticing them and going into their spaces with the fake IDs, etc., etc. But this is where you are. A leopard does not change their spot, gentlemen. You will see the work, because the work has to be visible, and the results will show. Women are going to talk a good game. And you notice on panels when women are called out and triggered, they do a lot of air-filling talking, meaning they say a bunch of nothing, not to try to get a point across, just to take up time and space so you don't get to make your point, which is valid and supported by facts. They want to take up most of the air and space saying a bunch of nothing, hoping something that comes out of their mouth sounds like it makes sense when none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. So you'll see these women going into their 50s and 60s because this is as Vivica Fox. Yeah, I want to go shopping. Cool. I still want to go shopping. At 60 years old, talking like she has the leverage to get a man to marry her at 60. So you must get far away from a fool, as you may have heard me say this before. But it's just my quick video today. The 304 spirit, it never dies. It's just going to continue to evolve, because 60 is the new 30. Let them tell it. But you guys make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Hit that notification bell. It's the Date Master.